My name is Katie Prickett, and this is my personal narrative for public speaking. This is a story about words hurting and a life-changing moment. Words, they do hurt. It doesn't matter what you look like or how old you are, words hurt really bad. And I've always been a very confident, enthusiastic, outgoing person. It never really occurred to me to care what other people think until a little later on in life. I was late middle school. Never really thought about what other people thought until then. And I lived with my dad a lot of my third and on up grade years, and we fought a lot after I turned about 12, and a lot of it was about my mom and my dad. And they had been split up since I was a baby, but it was difficult to pick between which parent I wanted to live with because, of course, I loved both of them, and they each had their pros and cons, and I really enjoyed my dad because he'd always had a lot of money. And I always enjoyed my mom because it seemed like she always cared so much more than he ever did. Anyway, so my dad did remarry to a lady named Kim, and she had it was her two sons, so they're my stepbrothers, and they're older than me. I think right now they're like 22 and 25 or something like that. And anyway, so they've been married for a long time, and just last year in January, it was like beginning of January, my stepbrother Dalton had been staying at my dad's house for Christmas, and anyways, short story, he ended up molesting me, and it was probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to me in my whole life. That's not the point though. Anyways, so I ended up having to move with my mom, and my dad was really angry. I think he was mostly angry because I wanted to live with my mom, and he says that I'm very manipulative, and that's why I told everybody that he had done that he molested me, because I wanted to live with my mom. And of course this is not true, but it still hurts to think that he don't believe me, And so we've been talking on the phone a lot, and we did fight occasionally. It's always been very hard not to talk to my dad without getting into a fight, because we can't agree on anything, and I'm not afraid to stand up to him. I'm not scared of my dad, but on the other hand, he is my father, and I do love him, and there are good times. It's not always been bad. It's not always been, trouble, and I know that. But after the incident with my brother, my dad said a lot of hurtful things, and he wanted me to come home. So, one day we were fighting, and I ended up telling him that if he made me come back, because they still had legal custody, if I had to come back, that I would kill myself. I was really angry. It was probably not the right thing to do, but I was really upset. And he said that if I came back and I did that, he's like, make sure that I'm there, and I'll help you make sure you do it right. That hurt a lot. He never said anything to me like that, and I was very surprised, very shocked that he'd say something like that. Ever since then, things just have not been the same, and I didn't even know what to say to him. I was just like, wow. So, that's how that went. Anyway, so a couple weeks ago, I called my dad because I broke my phone, and he is the one that, my phone is on his account. So, I was gonna call and see if I could switch my phone over. It would not, cost any money or anything like that. But I was just gonna call to get his code number. And, he's like, well, my phone, or mine, I owe too much money or something like that, but he was just lying because he's mad at me because I was rude to his wife. Anyways, we ended up getting in a fight and everything, and we somehow got to the fact, or that, my stepbrother molested me, and he still says that he doesn't believe me. So I kept asking him, I just I want to know why. I mean, I understand if he doesn't believe me because, well, I don't understand it, but I don't care. Because, I mean, it's his opinion. I know what happened. He doesn't have to believe me. I just wish that he did. I wish he trusted me enough to know that I wouldn't lie about something so serious. And, I don't know, it hurt really bad. He ended up yelling at me, and I yelled back, and we were cussing at each other, and it was just a really big mess. And he ended up telling me, when I asked him why, again, I asked him several times, I was like, well, why don't you believe me? And he's like, well, you're a pretty big girl, and you're not exactly that pretty. And so, like I said, never occurred to me that other people would think badly of me, I guess. Not because I don't think I'm better than everybody else, but because I'm pretty, I get along with everybody. I'm not rude, I'm not stuck up. I've just always gotten along with everybody. And, to hear my own dad say that, it's just like, are you serious? Like, why would you say that, And so I was like, oh, so you're saying that I'm too ugly to be molested? Like, are you for real? Anyway, so, I ended up, hanging up on him eventually, and after that, I was really depressed, and I told him that I was going to block him and get his parental rights taken away, and I wanted my phone off his account, and all this stuff. And I'm serious about it. I mean, I'm still wanting that. I haven't talked to him since. I don't want to talk to him. I think it's like, finally, I'm just like, wow, And my mom knew what happened, and it's a really big deal. To me, anyways. So, I have not seen my dad in over a year. I don't want to see my dad, but the fact is that it hurt really bad. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm sorry, or, I didn't mean to say that. It wasn't like that. It was just like, that's what he said, that's what he believed, that's what he wanted, and he knew what he was doing. He hasn't apologized, he hasn't said, I'm sorry. It wasn't anything like that. It was like, that's what I think, that's what you're gonna hear, and you best get over it. And just thinking about it, it really does hurt. It's not something I'm saying or something that happened. It hurts a lot. Words do hurt. And I don't think that I'll ever think of my dad the same. I mean, it's just not my dad anymore with the way he acts. I don't need my dad to approve all of my moves, and I think that I'm strong enough to push him away, even if he is my dad. So, anyways, think about what you're doing before you say something.